Welcome to Nevermind the Furthermore with your host, Brian K. Morris, independent publisher, freelance hybrid author, award-winning playwright, and former mortician's assistant. Beware, beware. That might not be a phone jingling in your pocket. Join the Nevermorians for morning mischief and madness at 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 Central. Your sense of humor is the only thing you need to wear.
Right here. How the heck is everybody? Welcome to the second episode today of Nevermind the Furthermore, where it is an interactive talk show, and we are very, very flattered to be officially kicking off iNDEEvent, which is going to be 40 plus hours of entertainment for you. If you're missing a show this weekend, well, we're the antidote to boredom. Anyway, I'm Brian K. Morris, and you heard the introduction by Meredith Logren. And we are going to have some really cool people show up here soon, hopefully. And when that happens, we are going to do something really wacky. You think we would learn by now, but we have not. So anyway, what happens here is you put in your comments, and I will read them, and we'll have a conversation that way. Also, if you've got something to promote, say a creative endeavor you're involved with, a Kickstarter campaign or Indiegogo with some sort of crowdfunding platform you're doing, or maybe you've got somebody who doesn't promote themselves enough and you want to remedy that, well, this is the place to do it. Also, if you have a charity organization that is close to your heart, please put that in the comments. And we are, here we go. We got our first person. Hello, Teresa Dunn. I am here. Hi, Brian. Mwah, Teresa. Hope your shower went wonderfully. In the previous episode of Nevermind the Furthermore, we had several people who were going to go take a shower. I require photographic evidence. Anyway, this is the sort of nonsense we do 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 10 a.m., 9 a.m. Central. And Teresa, I'm very proud to say, now, this is mostly because I haven't cleaned off the corner of my desk in a while, but I do have it here. Teresa Dunn is an author. She is about a year ago. She released a book called Poetry Expressions through Cherry House Press, and it's been doing rather well. And this is despite the fact that Teresa, I believe, has only been at one personal appearance last November. But anyway, and she has terrific copy here. Hold on here, people. Here we go. I know most of you are suffering from complete boredom, says Teresa Dunn, and she would know. But you don't have to be. Why not go to Amazon.com and order her book, Poetry Expressions by Teresa Dunn. That's her. You'll be amazed how reading poetry can take your mind off of COVID-19 and other problems. It's true. So go ahead. She dares you to give it a try. Poetry Expressions, available from Cherry House Press. She is currently working on books 2 and 3, which is very, very cool. Oh, who have we here? My old buddy, Silvio Spotty. Good to see you, Silvio. Hello, Brian. Well, hello, Silvio. It's been too long. I just released the cover for Sword of Justice number 2. Sword of Justice number 1 will be all shipped next week. International orders and all. Well, good on you, Silvio. Good on you. See, folks, we are heavy into crowdfunding here. We support it. We are a part of it here at Nevermind the Furthermore. And I love seeing stuff like this from Silvio. And Silvio, I hope you're doing well, my friend. Anyway, seeing people complete their pledges and doing it conscientiously, that makes me happy. It really does, because you're keeping your people happy. You're keeping your customers happy, customers that you've got a direct link to. So, Sylvia, good on you, man. And here we go. Nairobi Comics, good to see you here this morning, sir. Hope all is well. And you can buy Nairobi Comics there. Why aren't you? That's at gumroad.com at Niobe Comics. That's an easy way to remember that. Anyway, hope your day's going well. So yeah, that's what we do here on Nevermind the Furthermore 3 times a week. Plus, we drink coffee. And so, there are people who say when you broadcast, you shouldn't be drinking on the air. To To those people, we say slancha. Which is not to say that we are we're drinking any adult beverages. Darn it! And there we go. Silvio says Nairobi, and he recognizes the great Niobe brand. Good to see you. And Niobe, excuse me, my bad. I mean, you'd think I'd been drinking, but I don't drink on the morning show. Now, on our Tuesday night shows, I do. That's Clever Title Pending, where we talk about creativity and the business behind it. And we're lining up guests for this week because we've been so focused on the iNDEEvent that I didn't realize till yesterday. Well, you didn't book anyone for Tuesday, and no one's giving me a Niobe. I know how it's pronounced. It's whether I can do it or not. That's the issue. Um, Diction is very important. And it's something you'll rarely see on this show. But anyway, go to the site at least if you can see that. You know? And people still come back for some reason. Anyway, tonight at 8 p.m., Rebel Comics and Gaming kicks off the after hours of the iNDEEvent. See, I just did it. Shame and Shenanigans. Oh, the force of the North, the master of late night trash television, Simkin Ain't Easy. All right, so it just moved. I'm sorry. Simkin Ain't Easy. Rebel Comics and Gaming welcomes Tyler Carpenter. That is going to be a great talk. So please check out that show tonight at 8 p.m. Here on the iNDEEvent. You're going to see a number of people putting their best foot forward this weekend, or people like me just showing up and doing what they normally do. Where every broadcast is a blooper reel. But anyway, we hope you'll check it out. Check out all the shows that are going to be represented here during the iNDEEvent, and not just us, but also Christian Basil's Legend of the Traveling TARDIS will be represented later today, as well as Saturday morning with a special edition of the Match Game, Doctor Who themed. It's going to be a great time. I'll be on that show. I don't know what I'm doing there, but Christian says he'll have me doing something. I think I'll be cleaning the toilets just to make sure that it's sanitized for everyone's protection. But we're just so proud of this iNDEEvent, and we're proud to be a part of it here at Nevermind the Furthermore. And also, don't forget on Saturday afternoon at 3 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Central, we will be presenting our other show, Clever Title Pending, and we're going to have the incredible Eric Hawkins on. Eric and I fight like we're an old married couple, but we're good friends. And I so am in love with his talent. He had released one of the best books out last year called The Zombiful World of Oz. Now, he's just recently completed an extremely well-run and extremely profitable for the book Kickstarter and Indiegogo campaign. He met all 5 stretch goals. He's raised over $5,000 for this book. And I'm proud as hell of him. I really am. And anyway, he'll be on to talk about publishing and about crowdfunding. And of course, since it's Clever Title Pending, we welcome your questions. So please have some for Eric. And it's going to be a lot of fun. And there he is, Nick Tockard, another great talent. Nick, good to see you. Welcome back, Brian. I am posting a series of little sculptures, including a couple busty busts on deviantart.com. I saw a couple things you had posted this morning on Facebook. That is really cool. And speaking of Facebook, welcome to everyone watching us on Facebook, as well as everyone watching us on YouTube. And when you're on YouTube, whether you are watching the live broadcast or the rerun, please like this video and please subscribe. And when you're checking out other videos for the iNDEEvent, please, if you're on YouTube, rather, please give them a like and a subscribe, because it does great things for their algorithms. And Carl Witzman says, good to see you, buddy. Brian, if nobody else volunteers for Tuesday, I should be around. Well, I tell you what, if you'd like to, we can do that. We may have a melange of people, who knows. But Carl, let's talk about it. Definitely, I'd love to have you and maybe Donna on too. More Brian. Geez, we will probably see him tomorrow too. Oh, Eric Hawkins. Oh, geez, him. Anyway, for anyone who wants a difficult artist, please contact Eric Hawkins. I hope he didn't hear what I said about him earlier. Oh God. Anyway, Niobe Comics. Silvio, still waiting on your book, sir. Hope to unbox it soon. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's going to be an event. Eric Hawkins says Tyler is a great artist as well. He is also part of Cthulhu Invades Oz, coming out in October. That you put something like Oz or Cthulhu uh, or on a book, and I'm there. And it's a testament to Eric's talent. Eric, leave the room. I'm going to say nice things about you. It's a testament to Eric's talent because I'm zombied out. I am. Confession time. Brian is up to here, above the fez, with zombies. He is zombied out. Having said that, I'm writing one currently for my first book from Terraform Comics, terraformcomics.com. Go there, called Scarlet Trace. And I had a plot in mind, and then Luke Stone said two words, and I jettisoned that, and this storyline immediately came into my head that we are pursuing, and it's making him a happy boy. So anyway, here we go. Blamage, isn't that the thing on Monty Python? Bluemunch, isn't that the thing on Monty Python that ate all the people? Yes, it is. And Blue Monday is a very wonderful song too. Uh, I believe by Foreigner. And I think there's another one by another group. It's an electronic thing. Anyway, Silvio Spotty says all books are on their way, buttons and stickers and all. Well, Silvio, again, congratulations on that campaign, and congratulations for you for getting on that and getting the thank you gifts out in a timely manner. It is disappointing to see people that run a good Kickstarter and then just sit on the just sit on the prizes like they're going to accrue in value or something, and they're going to hoard them all. I think that's shameful. I really do. And that's why, again, I'm going to, tip my hat to Eric Hawkins because he's got all the swag ready. He's just waiting on the books to show up from the printer. So anyway, if you want to ask him more about that, you can see him on the iNDEEvent on Saturday afternoon, 3 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Central. I will be interviewing him. But of course, I welcome your questions because that's what makes Clever Title Pending work even better. Also, I want to give a shout out to Kevin Gillot, who will be following this show with No Signal Comics. And if you want to see what Kevin's about, he's got some really cool things going, and I know you will want to check it out. And anyway, I'm going to do something crazy here. Now, I'm going to do something I don't normally do. I did it a little in the previous show. Our normal show is Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 10 a.m., 9 Central. And Christian Basil of The Legend of the Traveling TARDIS spent the better part of an hour that he'll never get back co-hosting the show. Now, I'm going to put this out here. Against my better judgment, we'll see if I have made the error of my so-called career. There is the link. You can co-host the show. You will be on for 10 minutes, after which time I will probably boot you unless you do something really stupid, and I'll get rid of you then too. So if you're interested in co-hosting the show, and I will have you reading comments, I made Christian read some comments. I'm not sure he'll ever forgive me for it. But if you've got something going on this weekend, please check it out. Speaking of things going on this weekend, there are still some conventions happening. If you are in the West Des Moines, Iowa area, the Indie Author Book Expo is still happening. And go to Indie Author Book Expo on Facebook, or Jen Thompson, Jenn, two N's on there, because not one will do. And she is still running the thing. They are observing all proper precautions given the My Sharona, Miley Cyrus, Peter pandemic. But she's running her show this weekend. Please check it out. She's got some great authors there that you'll love meeting. You really will. I'm just sorry I can't be there. And also in Cape Girardeau, Missouri, Ken Murphy and his family are putting on the annual Cape Con. Go to cape-con.com for full details. Again, proper precautions are being taken at these shows. They do encourage you wearing a mask, however. So anyway, and oh, holy crap. I don't remember that song. That's not what we sang in church, Carl. Oh, holy crap. No, not us. But anyway, Carl, you want to come on? Mm-hmm. And if you've started drinking for tonight's show, I will understand. Actually, Carl is doing his own live broadcast tonight. He has a secret humor channel. Now, do a search for it, because I think you need to be frustrated a little, because you won't find it. It's a secret group. That's why it's called that. and he's going to come on in a moment. I'm going to finish this, and I'm going to bring you on, sir. And anyway, he and the wonderful Donna Carlene get a little bit in the weeds, start talking, and hilariousness ensues. But we're going to bring on first, and Carl will get you on second, okay? Maybe simultaneously. Here he is, Niobe Comics. See, I finally pronounced it right. How are you today?
Good, brother. Good. Yeah, you're starting to get it. You're starting to figure it out.
I am. It works up here, but by the time, just like when I talk normally, and I should have those filters installed, by the time it gets out here, God only knows what's going to come out.
Right.
So,
well, I'll tell you this. I'm up on East Coast Canada, brother. It's hot. It's humid. Normally I'd be sleeping. I work graveyard shifts, but I've been having YouTube on all morning. And like sometimes I just fall asleep to it. And then of course the iNDEEvent is going on. So I watched your pre-show. Okay. Then I watched Rob and Meredith. And now you're back again, sir. You're back for a second round already.
Change your shirt too.
Now this is the first time you and I have ever had a conversation, but obviously I've seen you on the telly there, quite a bit doing your thing. Now I have a question because I always want to ask this: Are you, or are you not indeed a Shriner?
I get that a lot, man. I really do. The thing is, Shriners have much cooler fezzes than I do, and in the this is part of my branding. You pay $5 for a fez, you get what you pay for. But anyway, and the only pushback I've ever gotten was from a Shriner who bitched me out because his fez was cooler. And I'm like, dude, you don't need to attack me. I will agree with you. But I'm a Doctor Who fan.
A Doctor Who fan.
And so the fez is cool. The bow ties. Yeah. So big Matt Smith fan. And I started wearing this to shows. And my wife was very much into my branding at the time. And she went, said, well, wear that stuff. It's distinctive. And I'm like, honey, it's hot. And, there's no venting system under this hat or anything. And bow ties, I'll go along with the bow. No, wear the whole thing. And it's kind of funny because people come by your table and suddenly they look at you and go, fezzes are cool. And I'd say bow ties are cool too. I feel like I'm in one of those old spy dramas where we all have code words back and forth, and it starts a conversation.
Well, I'll tell you this. I listened to your story about, who's your favorite Doctor Who, and then you talked about who was your favorite Doctor Who actor. Now, full discretion, I barely watched any Doctor Who, right? Just coming out of the gate. I'm going to tell you that.
We love you anyway. We love you.
But I did try to watch it, and when I did try to watch it, it starred a guy by the name of David Tennant. Okay.
I heard of him, yeah.
Yeah. He's a little unknown actor, But this little unknown actor came to a show in Canada in Halifax, Nova Scotia.
Oh, really?
And what had happened here, and because I'm going to say that he's my favorite Doctor Who actor, even though I don't really watch it. And here's why.
I get it.
On Saturday, this particular show oversold tickets, and the fire marshal wouldn't let people in because the building was at capacity. Okay. So you had a whole ton of people outside trying to get in and they weren't allowed in. Some people waited for hours to get into a show and never made it. David Tennant, of course, was one of the big guests, and he came outside, walked up and down that huge line outside, greeted everybody, shook their hands, signed their stuff, and hung out with them, man. Oh. That was the kind of guy that he was.
Oh, I love hearing that. That is fantastic. And that's the thing. You never hear anything about any of the people on that show being jerks. All the guys who play, or gal who play the Doctor, are always, going up, like my story that you heard earlier, above and beyond what is expected of them. I think it's cool. I think it's totally cool. And I think as, creators, you and myself, I think that also gives us a standard that we have to live up to.
I mean, it does suck, let's be honest, that there is no physical conventions really to go to. I mean, there might be some sporadic ones here and there, people that are willing to chance it. I can tell you in Canada that we took in the lockdown pretty seriously. Where I live, we're only kind of really starting to reopen our bubble to like the neighboring provinces. And we're starting to do some karmas and people are coming back and forth. But as Canadians, we're still pretty cautious, Where I work, it's mandatory to wear a mask, which I don't really have a problem with. I actually bought a Spider-Man mask just so I could be stylish. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's really, really cool, actually. I haven't tried it on yet, but I'm gonna wear it to work. I work in a hotel. I'm a night otter. You know, funny thing about comics is that most of us usually have our day jobs, right?
Yeah.
And then we
Right.
kind of do this on the side, you know. And
Yeah.
of course, the dream is to get bigger, maybe do this full time. Certainly not at that point yet, but we do run a web store. You mentioned it earlier. It was the Niobe, Gumroad.com, Niobe Comics. Made $200 over the weekend due to online conventions. So
Nice.
you saw Pops Van Zandt in your chat a little earlier.
Oh,
So
yeah,
Pops
Pops.
ran CromCon. And it was a great event, good times. Now, I know Rob Anderson's going to come out, and he's going to talk about the good or bad about indie cons, but I'm just going to say on the record that I thought Pops Cons was great. And I think they're good. I mean, we need to have something, if anything, due to the absence of not being able to go to a physical show, you know, not to be able to sell comics, not to be able to do commissions, not to be able to meet and greet with the people that like and buy your books or do panels. I mean, this isn't perfect, but I mean, it's as best as we got for now. And hopefully next year, hopefully there's a vaccine. Hopefully we can, you know, get some of this looked after, and we can, you know, slowly get back into the regular groove of things. But how do you feel about these sorts of events yourself? I mean, obviously you're participating in them, so, you know, you must think it's positive, but I mean, do you think that something like this, even when conventions come back to normal, that because this has started up this year, that we're going to see a lot more of these, even when things are back on track?
I've given this a lot of thought, and I think that's an excellent question, by the way. I've given it a lot of thought, and I think we are going to see them. And I think somebody, when this started, you know, they were telling me, "Oh, this is never going to go away," and I'm like, "Well, I don't know. Once we're able to start hugging and everything, but the longer this goes on, I'm starting to see the real value, and I suspect that what's going to happen is that maybe some of these shows are going to become more niche. That, you know, you mentioned like CromCon. You know, say
Right.
there's a convention for Conan the Barbarian enthusiasts, or Funny Animal Comics, or what have you. You know, fans of some old TV show that nobody saw, but like a dozen of us.
You remember this little show called Star Trek in the 60s? Yeah, I think
Yeah, and that's the thing. You know, I'm considerably older than everyone in the world, and people kept telling me, "Oh yeah, I saw it when it was like on, you know, my local station, you know, or I saw it like when it was, you know, running late at night after the news or something." And I said I can quote the very first thing I heard on the first episode of Star Trek. You know, this is in living color from NBC. I
Right.
saw the whole 79 on the original telly on a little, like about this size screen on a little GE portable TV that my parents had. So,
Well, I'll
yeah.
tell you, color makes all the difference in the world. You know, when we did our comic, it was black and white for the first 5 issues. This latest issue, we went full color. So I do feel like I'm right out of the 60s, you know, like now in full color. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, that's great. Now, what was the decision to do black and white over color? Was it a financial or a creative
Oh,
one?
yeah, it was totally money. You know, we were, you know, 2 guys from, you know, nowhere, Canada, trying to put together a little local book to sell at a little local com.
Nice.
And that's all it was ever meant to be. But we know we did the first one. It did okay. We did the second one. You know, like I said, we did up to 5 of them, you know, in a certain style, in a certain way. My artists end up having, you know, personal family issues. And he was working on his own stuff. So, you know, we parted ways, you know, on definitely good terms. He still does stuff for us off and on. But I found a different artist, and I'm like, if we're going to do this, you know, whole new team, I'm going to kind of reboot it, rebrand it a little bit, and we're going to put it in color. And it's going to cost me a few extra bucks, but we're going to do it. And it was well worth it, you know.
Oh, good, good. I'm glad to. Now now that you're here, you are now a celebrity. Okay, you know, your stardom is now assured because now you've gotten noticed by Joe Dog McKeel of Stupid O'Clock.
Uh-oh.
And yeah, I know. Yeah, yeah. Next thing you know, it'd be like, you know, 60 Minutes is outside the door. But anyway, Joe Dog asked a question for the Canadian, and I can only assume that's you. Were the able to do anything out on the cursed island?
I don't even know what that means.
I'm not sure either.
What cursed island? Newfoundland? You know, like, what are we talking about here?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Joe Dog, if you want to clarify that, that would be fantastic. And also popping in from Geek Insider, thank you for being a part of iNDEEvent. And seriously, thank you for having me. And seriously, Niobe Comics, thank you for being a part of it too.
Oh, no
I mean,
worries.
that is gonna be cool. Okay, here we go. Oak Island. He
Oak Island.
clarifies.
I don't know anything about Oak Island. I guess I'm a bad Canadian, you know.
That's okay. I live like in Indiana, and I didn't know like anything more than Indianapolis and Evansville before I moved here. So you have to acclimate quickly.
Where I live is right above a place called Maine. So you have like Maine.
I've heard of it.
We're right above it. So right on the Atlantic coast. Eric Hawkins here says, I have Niobe, good book. We have drawn her on Drawn and Quartered fan edition before. Absolutely, you did. And I still have scans and pictures of all those drawings that were done that day. So that was good times, and some great artists participated in that. And of course, Niobe was also featured on the Art of War from Varian Grant on Friday nights, and met a couple cool people through that as well. Eric Hawkins, man, good person, good. Brian, I'm trying not to pull a Rob. Like usually, I curse a little bit, and I'm very, very like I'm trying to really watch my words here. You know what I mean?
I appreciate that. You're doing far better than Rob did the other day. So anyway,
I'll tell you though, at 8 p.m. tonight, right here on the iNDEEvent, I'm going to be live. I'm going to have Tyler Carpenter. He's crowdfunding a book called Entity right now, and he's already fully funded, and he's working towards his second stretch goal now. So he's over $2,000. He's trying to get to 2,500 to get that second stretch goal. And of course, we obviously want to get him above and beyond that. And of course, Tyler Carpenter, if you follow the scene and all, he hosts a show called Drawn Talk, which has over 3,000 subscribers on his YouTube. He likes to promote new live streams himself. So not only is he a creator and an artist, but he's also a host. So it's going to be a fun time. Now, of course, it is after hours. So Rebel Gaming is going to be a little bit uncensored. We're going to have a little fun. We're gonna kick off the off hours right. You know what I mean? We're gonna set the stage. We're gonna set the standard for everything that's gonna come afterwards.
That's fantastic. That is super. And you slid right into that. That if I ever give this up, you may wind up inheriting Nevermind the Furthermore. That
I don't know if you want that, brother.
Well, it's just like we hear frequently. It's like get out the power strip. The plugs are on their way. So anyway, I appreciate you being here. We've got somebody in the queue. Do you mind if we?
Yeah, no. I'll jump out, man. Let someone else in.
Appreciate. Well, tell you what, before you do, sell yourself. Tell everybody what Niobe is all about, and tell them where the people can get your amazing.
Well, Niobe is basically a inspiration of like late 80s, early 90s anime. She's a Japanese pop star. She teleports, and turns out that the body isn't made for teleportation. You know, wreaks a little bit of havoc on her. It's going to cause her some serious health issues if she keeps doing it, and that's what she discovers throughout the course of her adventures. Gumroad.com is where you can pick up the extra copies that I have available, but we're doing a brand new Kickstarter for number 2. Towards the end of summer, and we got CB Zane, man, cover artist. We got Paul Green, we got Steph Wilson, we got Samir Sameo, man. We got Matthew Weldon of Punchline, and I'm sure RB White is on there, man. And we're talking with maybe having Randy Green of Witchblade fame do something for us. So everything is in the works, man. It's going to be great.
Sweet, that is sweet. Well, first of all, you've disappointed Joe Dog McKeel. Your job here is done, and also, and in closing, we're gonna talk to Silvio Spotty here when he says, "I like when I see pictures of a stack of printed comics. I saw a picture with a lot of Niobe books. We follow your steps as a good example."
Well, here's the thing. I we talk a lot about fulfillment, and you talked about just a little, and I know I'm eating up some more time here, but you talked about people sitting on their campaigns, like something magical is just going to happen. It's all going to magically get out there. No, I believe that you should update your customers as much as you can when things happen. So I get a big box of comics. Yeah, man, I'm taking a picture of that and I'm throwing it up on my Facebook and I'm throwing it up on my camp and say, hey, look, guys, look what's here. Look what's coming out in the mail like next week. Like I am currently right in the middle of fulfilling Niobe right now. If I wasn't shirtless, Brian, if I wasn't shirtless, I'd be on camera and show you some stuff. But I'm shirtless.
You would.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to see that either. But yeah, Meredith there. Hello, popping in to give a little love. Mm-hmm. It's always great to see. But yeah, I'm glad that that Silvio uses us as an example. But the truth of the matter is he's got a gorgeous book. We're just lucky to play in the same sandbox as some of these people. I was telling a person, yeah, I've already lived my dream in comics. I made a comic book, and that was good enough for me. But now we got like promotional stuff happening with the team of Rags from Antarctic Press. We got stuff going on with Punchline. I get to work with some industry pros, and we're leveling up. And if it all stopped today, I'd be happy. But so everything else that happens, honestly, sir, is just icing on the cake.
Oh, well, I don't see it stopping anytime soon. You got a great product. You got a great attitude. And I love hearing from you. And anytime we can, sometimes we gotta get you on Clever Title Pending, maybe with a shirt on or something. So
right?
Yeah.
I'll tell you this: I got Niobe T-shirts coming in today. I mean, they should be here in about an hour and a half. And
man, that's cool.
this is my first licensing deal. So they're with PopArtGear.com. They are the leader in independent comic book apparel. And I picked out a nice shirt for myself. It's gonna be like this nice blue featuring our villain of Vonnie, who's like this water manipulator. You remember Hydro Man from Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Like in the water and stuff. Well, picture that, but hot, sexy chick who's in blue skin and yellow hair.
I am right now. The show's over. Anyway, but anyway, that sounds fantastic. I am so pleased for your success, and I hope that you just keep leveling up one success after another. Thank you very much.
No worries.
For being on this experiment. You too, man. Niobe Comics, pick some of that stuff up. It's no point the other way, Brian. Great stuff, great person. Thank you again for being here. Appreciate
you,
man.
In the chat, man. The whole event is gonna be awesome. Talk to you later, Brian.
All right, thank you. Take care of yourself. All right, and like I said, check out Niobe Comics, and the next person who is putting their reputation on the line. And pray for their souls right now, if you would. The one, the only, Mr. Carl Witzman. Carl, how are you today, my friend?
How are you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm having fun. This is more fun. I like it when you guys come on. It saves me a lot of work.
Well, I thought, he's scrambling. He needs somebody on real quick, and a friendly Canadian came by and helped, so that was good.
Yeah. Well, we've got a friendly Illinoisan here. Carl, tell everybody what you do, other than provide wonderful commentary during my show. Yeah, you, buddy.
Oh, me. Oh,
yeah.
I was looking for a friendly Illinoisan.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought that was Donna there for a moment.
No, she's off right now. She's taking a friend to the doctor whose car was broken into a week ago, and it's like those poor people.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's rough. I had an attempted house burglary when I lived in Champaign, which I'm surprised there was only one. Yeah. But yeah, it kind of messes with your head. It does. Yeah. So, but Carl is a broadcaster. Tonight he is doing the Uncle Carl's Drunken Rant, which you can only right now. If you want to teach yourself a little discipline, go look up Uncle Carl's Drunken Rant on Facebook.
Can you actually find it?
No. That's why we're having him do it. It's kind of an intelligence test. That's why it's the secret humor group from Uncle Carl. But if you want to be part of this and find out what Sorry Nana is all about, get in touch with Carl, and he will bring you into the group. And but the thing, there are qualifications. You must not be easily offended, because chances are you will be,
and a little warped.
Yeah, and most of my peer group, they fit that.
There you go.
Yeah, it's like anybody who knows me who's got an in there. And Cindy glad you're here, hon.
Actually, when I see someone request entry, and I look at their friends list, they're friends with Brian, they're okay. Let them right in.
Yeah, they're damaged enough. They'll survive the experience.
Yeah.
So,
if they arrive in a bow tie or a fez, I say, open the gate.
There you go. And if that's all they're wearing, you probably can become an admin. And Teresa Dunn says, hello, Carl.
Hey, Teresa.
Yeah. So tell everybody what the Drunken Rant is about.
Okay, can I take it back one more step?
Sure.
Okay, the reason why it's called the Uncle Carl's Secret Humor Group is because I used to send out these humorous emails to all my coworkers at work, obviously, and they were funny and maybe a little suggestive in certain parts. And so my boss calls me in one day and says, you can't do this anymore. People are complaining. So I said, okay. So I sent out these plain Jane, boring emails from then on. And but people complained about that. They said, we want the humor. So I said, okay, there will be a secret group. So I wrote 2 emails, one with all my humor, and then I took it all out and sent that out to the general public. And then the Uncle Carl's secret humor group got the special email in a plain brown wrapper, you know. And I told them, if anybody ever complains, you're out of the group. So then thought, okay, after I retired, I'm going to try my hand at comedy on the stage. So I need to practice. Well, that's how Facebook group came about. And I thought, I need to practice live. So I started doing these drunken rants on Friday nights. And they went over fairly well. Or at least people tell me they do. I usually have to watch them the day after to be sure.
Yeah, because usually he can't remember most of what happened, probably.
There were 2 nights. I was like, whoa, I'm going to have to watch this tomorrow because I know this went wrong in so many ways.
I was probably there.
And it's weird because watching the dang thing, I get a buzz again. You know, you're watching it going, whoa, okay.
Oh, is that like secondhand smoke or something at the pop party or what?
I think it's secondhand drinking. Yeah, that'll happen to you.
Well, that's how you save money on alcohol. You can just watch your show and get the feeling all over again.
Exactly. And we usually have my charming wife, Aunt Donna, who's, she's not here. That's right. And we have her on there too to deflate my balloon whenever it gets too, my ego gets a little big. So she deflates it for me, which is her job.
Yeah, I got one like her at home. I understand.
Yeah, you know how it is.
Yeah.
But anyway, so we do that, and hopefully she'll be back tonight in order to do it. If not, I will have another special guest here. The cat has refused to do it, so I will have somebody else.
The cat refuses everything, darn it. I know. Well, Carl,
he's old.
So am I. Anyway, Carl, since you're a co-host, how about reading? You can have the experience of reading off the screen here. One of our comments from Marvy Artwork.
Marv says, hi from Portugal. Tomorrow will be the beginning of a new era. Have fun.
All right. Thank you.
Excellent.
You too. Yeah, that's cool. And there's Ted Davies.
Hey, kids. We say hi to Ted, too.
Hi, Ted. Ted Davies, artistry.com. Check it out on the interwebs. And, of course, Ted is already encouraging you to make some poor life choices. And there we go. There we go. Cigars and alcohol tonight. So it doesn't get any better than that. Yeah, he's already got it. The minute you're off of here, you're going into training for the rest of the evening, right?
I don't know if I'm going to be drinking rum tonight, though.
I like rum as a mixer more than anything.
Yeah, this is smooth stuff. This is the Old Forge Distillery rum.
Oh, yeah.
You could almost drink it straight, which is saying something.
It is.
But I mixed it. Donna nearly drank it straight last show, and she was totally wasted. It was a good show.
It was one of the better ones, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It was fun to watch her because Donna doesn't. She's probably one of the few people with fewer filters than I have, and she completely tossed them out the window that night.
Oh, yes. That's where the sorry Nana had to come from. We had a friend on Facebook who, every time she would curse on one of her posts, she had to apologize to her grandmother, who she called Nana. And so we started teasing her about it, and it became part of our show. And now people who don't even know who the hell Nana is are always saying, sorry, Nana.
Usually me. I've got it on a macro now. And Ted Davies wants to know, what you smoking?
Oh, today
what you got
is a Aurora cigar, and it is a Corojo, which is a rather strong one. I had a great experience. As I be real unprofessional and go off camera.
I'll distract them.
I got this box, okay?
Oh, nice.
And it's called an anthology. And I wasn't thinking about it at the time. I just said, ooh, I can get Auroras for a good price. I'm going to get that. It is like a book anthology. I didn't realize that at the time. I started smoking a couple of them and I thought, okay, yeah, this is a good one. I smoked the next one. It's not the same. I look in the box and it is an anthology of different cigars they put out. So they're all the same size, but they're different different wrappers on the outside.
Nice. Oh, that's fascinating.
And so yeah, as I'm smoking them, I'm thinking these aren't very consistent from cigars. They're not supposed to be.
Okay.
You're supposed to try a little bit of everything, like you do in a book anthology.
Ah, right. Well, it's like I know the wine tasting. You hear, the sommelier talking about, the processions of drinks tell a story. Now, are these arranged in a way to tell a story, or are they just there as kind of like a grab bag of different flavors?
Kind of like a grab bag,
Okay.
to let you find out what you like.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm just tickled to see that they still make cigar boxes.
Oh yes, and this is wooden. You can't tell.
Oh really?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh nice. Oh, very cool.
I can't see them now, but I've got some beautiful wooden cigar boxes that I use as part of the decoration for my bar downstairs.
Oh, that's
so right. Yeah, I just stack them up, and yeah, but you still get cardboard ones, But yeah, there's still some people who have an art to this, and they are really being very, very old-fashioned in it, and I like that. So.
Yeah, I do too. That is very cool. And Ted Davies agrees with me.
Yes.
Cool. And he also says, "Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Carl."
Well, I was just going to say, Marv had to ask if we had a YouTube channel, and I do under the name Carl Witzman. There's not much there right now, but Ted and I are going to be doing a show about cigars, about getting into cigars without spending $21 a cigar. For $3 or $4, you can get really good cigars. And so it's going to be a topic for those that once a month or so want to pick up something and, enjoy, not get addicted like I am. But I don't care. Whatever. Yeah.
Well, it reminds me of an old episode of MASH where Radar and Captain Potter are walking together. And, Captain Potter, of course, lights up a cigar. And Radar asks him, said, "Well, aren't you afraid you'll become addicted?" And Potter says, "I've been smoking these for 50 years and haven't become addicted yet." So,
exactly.
Eric Hawkins, I had a nice wooden box of Cubans with the glass top.
Wow, Eric. That is fantastic.
That's cool.
Yeah. I was telling Ted about a story that in the Peoria Riverboat, they have a gift shop. And in that gift shop, they have this glass thing out front with these pre-embargo Cuban cigars in there.
Oh.
Okay, so these cigars are 60 years old, and they're not humidified properly. And I'm thinking, oh yeah, I can win at the slots. Come over here and buy a $50, $100 cigar, and in the moment you light it, it's going to crumble into dust. Not a good investment, kids.
I'd be afraid that the thing would just combust like a garbage fire or something.
Yeah. Or like something you'd see on a Yosemite Sam commercial or cartoon. Boom!
Yeah, exactly. Oh, and Ted Davies is cheering you on. Preach it, Carl, he says, fellow cigar enthusiast. And, of course, this will make your heart beat. Gladwell, hello, says author Michaela Jade. She's at lunch.
All right. We're part of Michaela's lunch. All right.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. Yes.
Because I know what Carl is thinking, because I'm probably thinking it too. Anyway, Eric Hawkins says, a friend of mine, brother worked for a cruise line and used to be able to get them. Well, that's true. Well, haven't we lifted the embargo with Cuba during the Obama, or we're talking about it during the Obama administration, or maybe Trump put it back in? No.
Obama lifted it for a short while. Yes.
Okay.
And then Fidel died.
Right.
And his brother kind of said, "Okay, I'm handing the reins over to this other guy who supposedly was elected." We don't know how that went, but anyway.
Yeah.
And since then, nobody's even talking about Cuba. Nobody cares, except cigar smokers.
Yeah, that's weird.
We've got other problems. We got murder hornets and COVID. We're,
Yeah, God knows what we'd get from Cuba in 2020, right?
Exactly. We're not worried about communism. That's the least of our worries.
Yeah, exactly. Whoever thought, you and I are a similar vintage. Whoever thought, like in our childhood, we'd be thinking communism. Man, what's the worst that could happen?
Yeah. I mean, we were hiding under the desks so we wouldn't get blown up by a bomb, an atomic bomb.
Yeah.
Like a desk is going to help you.
Well, in Fraser School, they just packed us in the men's room, and we had our butts up against the wall, with our hands across the back of our necks. So, we were ready to be ground zero. Author Michaela Jade says, "Are you thinking you'd like to be on my menu?"
And dead air.
Yeah.
Eric, like your brother's friend, I had some friends that went to Cuba, and so they brought back some cigars. And the gal, I worked with her, and so she talked to her husband into giving me one for my retirement. So I actually had a Cuban cigar. Wasn't too bad, really.
I was going to ask. Well, that's cool. That's cool. Well, aside from being an aficionado of all fine cigars and fine alcohols, you are also an author.
Yes.
Yes, and we just got assessed here.
Yeah, our bad boys.
Yeah, yeah. This is my surprise look.
Are you hearing the cops theme in your head now?
Yeah. Well, that's about the only place you'll hear it anymore. So, anyway, speaking of cops, you have a book out. You are an author. You've been a longtime writer, but you have a book that you released, about a year ago or so, ish.
It's been a couple months at least.
Yeah.
Well,
Brag about it.
Books out, but most of them are computer related. Nobody cares. So,
yeah, if you want to bone up on your VIC 20, this Carl's the guy to go to.
Well, I wrote a book about Audacity, which is a sound editing, and then about a game called Munzie, which was fun. It's like Pokemon, except you find stickers and scan your stickers. And then I wrote a book about shaping up your memory, memory improvement techniques to help people. But this latest one was a departure from all of that. And it will have anybody who's ever read anything of mine before go, what the heck? It's called The Mad Gasser Cheerleader of Calhoun County. It's about the real Mad Gasser who was in Mattoon, Illinois. And I took that idea and thought, okay, what if I gave him some more endearing personality traits and set him loose in a small community in Southern Illinois. And did I say it was Illinois? I meant some state somewhere. And
someplace between Iowa and Indiana. Yeah, I know.
And my elevator pitch for this book is that Mr. Jansen is a very bad man who gasses women in their home until they can't move. And then he breaks in and, would you like to buy a book? Available on lulu.com. I think it's only $5 plus the shipping. So.
Yeah, and who, pray tell, did your beautiful cover?
Oh, that was Eric Hawkins, who is now an award-winning author, I think, and he won another contest the other night, so he's going to be on Drawn and Quartered Pro Edition, I think.
That's great.
So that's great. Fantastic. Yeah.
Seriously. And Marvy Artwork has to go. Be safe, you too, brother. Yeah. Good to have you here. Glad to see you. I hope your weekend goes well. And I could use the memory books as author Michaela Jade.
Michaela, that is also on Lulu, and there I think you can get a PDF version of it as well for a little less money. I'm not really in this to make money. I've done okay in life, so I'm more in it to spread the joy or the knowledge.
There we go. There we go. Yeah, Carl's not in it for the money. However, if you're loitering on Amazon sometime, the original Skyman battles the Master of Steam. It doesn't. If you want to see a Nazi get a boot to the snoot, that's the book for you. Also available in ebook and paperback. Not that I'm trying to crowd in on your promotion here, but hey. Anyway,
I was just here because you looked like you needed some help or something.
I frequently need some help, Carl. That's that's kind of a chronic condition here. So,
Oh, you had like 2 hours this morning you had to fill, and then they're like, "Hey, here's another hour, Brian."
yeah,
Well, it's like
it's like
rework, you did a great job on that report. Here's another one to write to.
Yeah, with a shorter deadline too. Yeah. Rob Anderson, when we were planning, and I used the word planning in quotes this weekend. He said, "Well, Brian could kick the thing off with his Nevermind the Furthermore." I'm like, "That's fine." And he goes, "Yeah, we could have him do a 3-hour show." I'm going, "Okay, just wait a minute here." As a broadcaster yourself, you can probably attest that this takes a certain amount of energy
and bladder control.
Yeah. We all can't be Amy Hale, so
yeah, exactly. So you either have to have a bunch of commercials lined up and ready to go, or you need a break.
Yes, and God knows I need a break. Anyway, no, actually, in the time that I talked with our previous show, Christian and I were talking for about another 15 minutes, and I said, I have to go. So I changed my shirt, and while I was changing my shirt, now here's how technical we're going to get. I was doing a number one while buttoning up my shirt, so the things we do for you people, I'm telling you.
Yeah. Life in entertainment is not always glamorous.
No, it isn't. Yes, I just showed you the seedy underside. You all now imagine me doing hands-free while I'm trying to button up my shirt. Anyway, Eric Hawkins says they were foolish enough to have a steampunk challenge last night. I won fairly easy. Well, you do have an unfair advantage. So from the Zombiful World of Oz, available from Eric Hawkins, get it now. And order from Lulu. Mine arrived yesterday. Can't wait to dig in. Very cool. And Michaela Jade is fill in for an hour, but all you get to see is my pocket. Well, we got to start somewhere, I would think. And I think Carl needs a smoke after just imagining that. So, and Ted Davies says, Carl will be on my show on Sunday at 2 p.m. on iNDEEvent. Excellent.
Oh, yeah. I think I'm on 3 or 4 shows. Donna was going to be on a show, and she says, could you help me? I'm like, on another show?
Welcome to my world. Every time I turn around, I'm on another show. So I get it. But you're on one, what is it, 7 p.m., 6 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Central, on a writer's show, I believe?
I think so. I think we're going to talk about, maybe, self-publishing pros and cons.
Yes, I will be there.
Cool.
I kind of sort of volunteered for that, so we'll be there, and also Teresa Dunn will be there, and Meredith Logren. So we're going to have a fun time. And I came up with an idea that I think Meredith will want to run with that will make it more challenging for all of us. And
okay.
And Carl is like, "Don't help, Brian. Just don't."
No. Go ahead. No, it's cool.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It'll be fun. It will really be fun. And now that's talent, says author Michaela Jade. Yeah. And Ted Davies is looking forward to the talk. I am too. I am seriously looking forward to that. That'll be a great show. I will make a point of trying to be there. And Ted Davies promoting your peers, and that's kind of what we do here. Both, and I will say that Carl is as good about it as I am. So, if not more. So he's definitely rising tide. And Eric Hawkins says, "Good thing it is small enough that you don't need hands while doing a number one." Oh, this is from the man who gave the revelation about his number one a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I remember that. I tried to forget it, but I remember that.
And I feel I know Eric so much better now. And Eric will be talking about his bladder habits this Saturday, tomorrow at 3 p.m., 2 p.m. Central Time on a special edition of Clever Title Pending. No, actually, we're going to talk comics. We're not going to talk about anything below the waist. I'm with any luck, although I'm on there, so you never know. So please come see us. Eric is going to be fascinating. He is wonderful. I'm just going to start talking and leave for about 20 minutes. Anyway, So seriously, and now we're about 5 minutes until the end of the hour, and we have promised we are going to try to be timely for once. And also, don't forget that following this show, and of course, Michaela.
She's just shaking her head.
My head, yeah, I know. My neck muscles are pretty agile too. Anyway, from all the practice I get on the show, it's like, why are we doing this? What did he say? What do I say? Anyway, following the show will be Kevin Gillott with No Signal Comics. Please stick around to the iNDEEvent because we've got all kinds of really cool things going on during the next 40 or so hours. Writers, artists, illustrators, people with strong opinions, unlike myself, who will be here to entertain and illuminate. So we're going to have a good time. And so while we're winding this down, Carl, why don't you tell people about where they can find you? All right.
Well, mostly they can find me on Facebook right now. And, friend me if you like. And if you don't like, but you still want in the secret group, ask Brian to invite you because he can.
And I'm cautious about it, so.
I think, are we going to have a lunch break between this show and the next one?
Well, you can take one. You can take one because next will be Kevin Gillott with No Signal Comics. You can listen to his great show while you masticate.
Oh, okay.
And if you're like me, you're a chronic masticator. I love lunch. Anyway.
I was just going to say, if you didn't bring your lunch, there is a sack lunch out in the back hall of this con. So be sure to stop back there. You have to show your badge, but they have a sack lunch. I don't know what's in it. It may not be any good.
Yeah. But what do you want for free, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So you get what you pay for.
Don't eat the one that says Eric on it.
Yeah. We want Eric to get that special one. Anyway, also get the Mad Gasser cheerleader, right, on Lulu Books by Carl Witzman. It is a great read. You will enjoy it. And check out his drunken rant tonight. This may be the last time you see him sober for a few days or hours, whichever comes last. And see, Eric Hawkins said, Sarah said she was going to be on your show today. Yes, she did, but something came up, a personal matter. So we miss her, and we will endeavor to have her on another show. So we miss you, Sarah. We both love you. I feel safe speaking for you there.
It wasn't her air conditioner attacking, was it?
I think it was. I told you that thing's a horror movie just waiting to happen.
Yeah, I was thinking, it sounds like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre when it starts up.
Oh yeah, seriously, I thought maybe her mom was getting vivisected downstairs or something. So I was getting worried. You see, in between the weeks where Carl doesn't have the drunken rant, Carl has like a little.
You call it green room.
Yeah, the green room, and some of us show up and make falderall and apologize to the goddess Nana frequently. Some of us more than others. But anyway, please check out the work of Carl Witzman. Thank you, Carl, for being here. And we got to get you on, and we'll talk about Tuesday night. We'll talk about Tuesday night, maybe. You and Donna, okay? And anyway, I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. Sure. I can come to, I guess.
I was on a roll. I'm steamrolling over everyone that comes onto this show. So anyway, please check out Kevin Gillott next with No Signal Comics at 1 p.m. That's probably what I should do, really. And also, thank you very much to Niobe Comics for showing up earlier. Please check out his links earlier where you can check out his store and pick up that awesome looking comic book. And again, thank you, Carl Witzman. Appreciate your being here, sir, as always. And just to close out here, don't forget, I'm going to shut this down here so I can start promoting, and I'm going to turn it on, the spotlight on me. Anyway, Rising Tide Publications on Facebook. We have new content 3 or 4 times every single day. Bless you, sir. And also risingtide.pub, where you can sign up for my free monthly newsletter. And Monday morning, we'll have a fresh episode of Nevermind the Furthermore with the drunken remains of the people that put on iNDEEvent. That's at 10 a.m., 9 a.m. Central Time. Anyway, we hope you'll join us for that. We hope you'll stay for the rest of iNDEEvent. Hope you enjoy what you see. Be sure to chime in on the conversations, because this is going to be an interactive convention and you help make it possible. Anyway, this is Brian K. Morris telling you, stay smart, stay safe, wash your damn hands, and never apologize for being awesome. We'll talk to you further on down over the weekend here on iNDEEvent. And he's got to get that. He's got to get train himself to, and this is what the show is frequently. But anyway, we've got it under control now. Everything is going to go smooth.
Now comes the part where we throw our heads back and laugh. Ready?
Ready!
Thank you for tuning in to Nevermind the Furthermore, a Rising Tide Publications and Brian K. Morris production. Member of the Comic Book Advocating Network and sponsored by GeekInsider.com. Become part of our show with sponsorship and advertising opportunities. For details, contact advertising at geekinsider.com or visit podcast.geekinsider.com. The Geek Insider podcast is available on your favorite app, so please hit the follow button and share it out to your friends, because if you don't, you might have to turn in your geek card.